You ever wonder what makes a great gamer? Great gaming is not only about cheering on our teammates, but also being there to pick us up when we're down.
Guardian down!
We're a Destiny 2 podcast that focuses on three things: community, news around the gaming industry and Destiny 2, and thought-provoking topics in the game. We're Guardian Downcast. Your stories, your community, your destiny. What's up, Guardian? Welcome to episode 274 of Guardian Downcast, the Destiny podcast. I'm your host, Todd the Gator, and I'm a day one Guardian who loves gaming, and especially the Destiny franchise. We're the podcast that's all about your stories, your community, and your destiny. In this live episode, our chat may notice two other gentlemen with me here tonight. I announced at the end of the Hurricane Milton episode, if you caught that one last week, that I added not one, but two new Guardian Downcast hosts to help me report back the latest Destiny info and topics of discussion. Some of you who have listened over the years know that I tend to put a little extra clips at the end of every show when the music comes in. And those of you who listened to the end last week might already know these two gentlemen here tonight, as I left a couple Easter eggs in the show last week. But tonight, they're here in their official capacity. They're both signed that 1-year contract for an undisclosed amount. That's a joke, by the way. So in this episode, well, don't tell him what you signed for. Never mind. So in this episode,
here so I don't get fined.
So in this episode, we'll begin with the introductions of my two new Guardian Downcast hosts. We have a lot of Destiny related news and topics to discuss, like the new NetEase mobile game Destiny Rising that was just announced this week. We also have a brand new Destiny 2 Codename Frontiers developer insight talking about the new solo ops coming in 2025. As always, I'll share any important news from this week in Destiny, Bungie's weekly community blog, what I affectionately call the TWAB. We'll answer some community questions from the Discord as well. And if you're in the live chat tonight, we're going to hang out for a bit after the show ends to answer any questions, to listen to any feedback or whatever. We're just going to be hanging out. Kind of something that the Guardian Hub always did, and it's kind of like after dark hours. So we'll hang out as long as we can, and we know we all have schedules and stuff. But if everyone's ready, let's roll.
Hey, thanks for listening to Guardian Downcast. There are several ways you can contact us. First, you can find us on X at Guardian Downcast. Or you can find us on our Instagram at Guardian Downcast and see what pics and reels Todd the Gator and his podcast guests want to share with you guys. We have a brand new website too. Just visit guardiandowncast.com, where you can find all of our contact info, leave us a voicemail, give our show a rating or review, search for any past episodes, or even give back to our community. Also, don't forget to sign up for future updates to the show, where we'll also have random drawings throughout the year, and you may win a gift card or even some GDC merch. And finally, you can send us an email at guardiandowncast@gmail.com. Our community thrives on interaction, so get involved and check us out. And later, Guardian.
Before we get into introductions, I wanted to share the new show format going forward. Over the first half of the year, a lot of you have kind of noticed I've been trying out a lot of new things on the show, kind of feeling what works, what doesn't, and thanks to my awesome Discord community, that's discord.gg/Guardian Downcast if you want to join, and their continual feedback every week in our showed feedback channel, I've decided going forward how I would like to present the show to you guys. Well, on a typical month of weekly episodes, we're still going to have them every week. I will have at least one episode with a community member or guest, something that we have always done over the 5+ years that we've been doing this podcast, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. We'll also have one of our new roundtable episodes, which may not always be about Destiny, by the way, but other topics in gaming, social media, gaming culture, or whatever these two guys want to talk about, or whatever they want to get off their chest. There will always be an empty chair, though, at the table, open to anyone in the community who wants to bring their topic to the round table. just DM me in the Discord if you're interested and in a coming future episode, roundtable show, and we'll go from there and see if we can get you in the schedule. The remaining episodes of the month are going to be very much like tonight, where it's me and my two co-hosts talking Destiny and maybe a little more. We're going to continue to welcome questions from our Discord, email, and voicemails. As usual, you can go to guardiandowncast.com to find all those methods. But the newest change to the show is that we will be going live on my YouTube channel. That's Todd the Gator, 2Ds, G-A-T-R, every week. Well, as much as we can. There may be a week we don't go live, and I'll let you guys know if that's the case. But just know that nothing will change if you are an audio listener. The weekly show will always be there for you guys. And all the links, like I said, will be down in our show notes down below if you want to find out more. Okay, so who the hell are these two guys? Some of you may be asking. The first host really doesn't need much of an introduction, as he has a lot of experience being on the show. He's been on episodes 61, 73, 88, 108, 126, 127, 157, 229, 263, and 270. But if you want to hear his initial interview with us, the very first one, check out episode 26, Water Shot Out of My Baritone. Remember that one? He's been an avid member of our Discord community since the beginning and is also a mod who keeps an eye on things for our community here in the Discord. I met this person and his family in real life here in Orlando while he was on vacation. He's also a UF Gator fan, and we have kind of shared that commonality over the years, even though he lives in the great state of North Carolina. No. Even though he's not a true Floridian, but I won't hold that against him. It's RNG Gator, by the way. For our audio listeners, they're probably going, who the hell's this guy? Yeah, it's RNG Gator. RNG Gator is one of our brand new permanent hosts of Guardian Downcast going forward. The reason I asked RNG to be a host is that I was kind of thinking about who I wanted to be a host on the show. And if you've noticed, I've had a lot of guest hosts on the show over the past 6 months, I think it is. And I've just it's kind of been a trial of who I kind of gel with. So what RNG Gator kind of offers is kind of another viewpoint on the Destiny game. And even though he plays Destiny 2 and he is a day one Guardian, he plays many other games as well. And I'm kind of counting on him to have the viewpoint of maybe the more variety type gamer. And I think he'll fit in really nicely here. I really consider him a no nonsense kind of guy who I've kind of learned to tolerate all these years. But in all seriousness, I consider him a good friend. So like I said, please welcome Mr. RNG Gator. What's up, man?
Not much, man. Thank you.
Sorry, I botched that. A little bit. Sorry.
You're good.
I'll tell you what, man, I have been so excited about tonight's show. After what bull crap I went through last week with Hurricane Milton, man, that was stressful. And I'm so glad to be back in the saddle again. Thanks to everyone, by the way, who, sent their regards in the Discord. I really appreciate it. No, Will. He did not get kidnapped. He's not being held against his will. No, not at all. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what RNG is gonna bring to the show this week. So I'm really looking forward to that.
So first things first, in the chat, you got to put your gamer tags because half of these people, I don't know your real names.
Yeah, if you have a Discord name that's different,
me and Kingsley, we're sitting here looking at this, going, "Who is that?"
Yeah, you may have to. You may have to.
I might even have to change my picture because it's like my business icon, actually.
Well, from that voice that you just heard, I guess the jig is up now. But my next new host of Guardian Downcast has also been on the show many times as well. You can catch him on episodes 39, 68, 70, 85, 100, 147, 191, 244, 246, 256. I don't know what we're doing that week. And 265. But if you want to hear his original interview with us, check out episode 8. Yeah, I said that right. Episode 8. Peanut Butter M&Ms. He's also been a part of our Discord community since the beginning. He's known in our server as the Worm God. That's kind of an inside joke amongst the Owl Sector Alliance of Discords. He's always had great feedback in our show feedback channel, and I've also met him in real life while I was visiting Utah on my 30th wedding anniversary, kind of a little getaway from my wife and I. And we went to dinner with him and his wife. I guess it's been a little over a year ago now. He is one of the founders of the Destiny podcast, The Guardian Hub, the best hub on the net. I'll need a commission for that sin. The reason I asked Kingsley Mack, by the way, to be a Guarding Downcast host is that he is a more Destiny-centric gamer like myself, but maybe has more of a realistic viewpoint of the Destiny 2 game. He's also a Destiny 1 Taken King Guardian, which we affectionately call Taken Tots. His appeal is more to the PvE side of the game versus myself, who kind of enjoys a mix of PvE and heavily on PvP, whereas he really excels at dungeons and raids, that side of the Destiny 2 endgame content, and is a Destiny 2 raid Sherpa. I mean, Kingsley, how many completed raids have you got now? Do you know?
I'll get that pulled up here as I talk about other stuff.
Well,
I wasn't sure if you were going to.
Again, thank you, Kingsley, for also saying yes and joining the show. I know you'll be pulling double duty with your own podcast as well. So thank you, sir. Appreciate you joining the team and jumping on tonight and in the foreseeable future. So as you can see, I have two very capable hosts now joining me on Guarding Downcast. And hopefully for you listening or watching their live show, or our replay of our live show, you'll now have three different viewpoints on the game. And I'm really looking forward to see what's to come down the road. I just want to give you guys the floor. Anything you guys want to add to anything I've said so far?
Yeah, I'll add a few things. First of all, I have 968 raid clears. I've slowed down a little bit lately, but I would like to get that number to 1,000.
Yeah.
So we'll see what we can do there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy to be here. I remember when Guarding Downcast first started. Like you said, I was on an early episode. We started Guarding Hub podcast shortly before Guarding Down, not much before. And I've always kind of, I do several podcasts. I'm in some tech ones occasionally as a co-host. I have time to podcast here and there. And I've always kind of had in the back of my mind too, like, I wouldn't mind, when you just went solo by yourself for a while. And I was like, I wouldn't mind helping out as much as possible. And then you came to me. I'm like, I like the idea. And I do have to mention one thing because the news is out there now. Yeah. And Backup Gator, and this is all decisions that we had on our side. But we did make an announcement also for a different reason, and I'll explain why, that the Guardian Hub podcast is actually going to be ending here soon with our last episode on Sunday. Now, that doesn't affect the community or the clan at all. And basically what it came down to is several different things. Myself personally, I didn't really feel like heading up a podcast anymore. I love being co-host on other podcasts, but I just didn't feel like doing it. And some of the other guys with schedules and interest decided it was all the correct decision also. We've actually been talking about this for a few months. So we had this idea to stop a while ago. Coincidentally, Gator came to me a couple weeks ago to join this one. So nothing to do with Gator. If you have any questions or concerns, talk to me directly. But yeah, really excited to be here. Guardian Hub podcast was a good run, and I'm continuing to be co-host on other podcasts going forward.
Nice. RNG, anything for you?
Nope.
Okay, moving on.
You'll see. Yep, it's fine. We're good.
RNG is just the free agent, right? That he goes wherever.
I'm here so I don't get fined.
I can't wait to
call me Marshawn Lynch.
I feel like, I'm gratefully here and RNG's forcefully here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to work out the contract. If they don't get me my demand,
sure
this might be the only one I'm on.
We're still in talks.
Yeah, mine was a good deal. Hopefully yours was.
Yeah, Kingsley was. Me and Kingsley were on the same page, but we're still working out negotiations with RNG.
I'm not participating in OTAs until I get my contract signed.
Wow. Well, there you go, guys. The jig is up. You guys know exactly, who's my future host of the show. And I just want to reiterate, add to Kingsley's point. This is something I do. I knew nothing about what was going on with the Guardian Hub. And, this was something I did, DM Kingsley and ask him about it first, how he felt about maybe being on a second podcast. And, he then kind of explained the situation. And RNG, I really felt after I talked to Kingsley, I kind of thought on it over the weekend. Or what was it? Was it a few hours, maybe a day? I think I slept on it. And I said, you know what?
When you had no power?
No, it was before that. I talked to you guys right before the power went off, by the way. We actually had a text group on, we have a text group on our iPhones. And, I said, you know what? The show just really won't be complete until we have RNG on the show, because we all kind of encapsulate 3 different views of the Destiny game. And RNG, don't get me wrong, RNG loves Destiny too, but he's maybe not as attached to it as, say, me or
not as I used to be.
Yeah. But you're more of our variety gamer, more of our variety. And I understand, Kingsley, you've played other games too. I'm not saying I'm probably the biggest shill here amongst the 3 of us, but I wanted to make sure that, everyone kind of understand where your roles are in the show and where you'll be coming from. I mean, yeah. So anyway, yeah, he was playing World of Warcraft before the show.
I'm playing it
Jimmy
now.
Rayner. Yes. Jimmy Rayner is very active in our Discord community. Yes. I believe you're from Germany, Jimmy. I think you're from Germany. Yourself and Dimwee, I believe, are from Germany. So you're up late, man. You must not sleep. But, wow, that's awesome, dude. I know it's very late over there right now. Well, if everyone is ready, we're going to get on to our first segment of the show. And, this is where we're going to kind of catch up and see what we've been playing this week. So we'll be right back. All right. So before we get on to our topics tonight, we want to catch up and see what we've all been doing this week. RNG, I wanted to start with you, man. What have you been doing this week? Gaming, life, shows, anything you want to talk about, what you've been doing this week?
I mean, gaming wise, I played some Destiny this week. I ran the dungeon this week. So
it would make me the only person who has not run the dungeon in this group. Is that correct?
Correct.
We'll get it.
Yeah. We are running
We'll get it.
We are running it Wednesday next week. We've all tentatively signed up for that. So,
other than Destiny, I've been playing WoW. I'm looking forward. My next game is pretty much Dragon Age Veilguard. That's the next game I'm looking forward to. Comes out on Halloween. So, other than that, life-wise, just been busy. Just dropped my wife and daughter off at the airport tonight. They're on their way to Florida, down in Tampa, for a concert Sunday. I'll be back Monday. So, I am dog sitting for the weekend.
You got the whole house to yourself for the weekend?
Me and my son do. I've had
It's gaming,
it's like the third weekend. It's like the third weekend in October. I've had the whole house to myself because they've gone to the beach.
Yeah,
2 weekends.
Gaming, man.
So you'd be amazed how much gaming I don't get in.
I know.
You know,
I know the feeling, believe me.
So it's amazing how much you end up having to do around the house, and by the time you get done, you're like, I don't want to play right now.
Yeah.
You know. So, but no. Other than that, work's been fine. The new job is going great. I love it. You know, so, I mean, I've been doing good.
All right. Cool deal. Well, I'll go to you, Kingsley. What have you been doing this week, man? I'll finish on myself. Hold on. Pause. I will end this segment.
Rewind that.
Talking with myself about what I've done this week. Sorry. Go ahead, Kingsley. Damn it.
Okay. We'll let it pass. All right. So, or we'll make a bigger deal by saying this. Anyways, there's a bunch of movies I want to see that are coming up or that have come out, but really haven't done too much on that aspect lately. I did start a show a few weeks ago called Dr. Odyssey on Hulu. I love it. It's a little crazy for some people, but think of like Grey's Anatomy mixed with like it's basically a doctor on this luxury cruise liner.
On a ship. Yeah.
Yep. It has Joshua Jackson on it from Fringe and other shows. And I like it a lot.
Good.
The humor may not be for everyone, but that's been a lot of fun. And I rewatched Swingers last night. Remember the 1996 movie with Vince Vaughn and Rod Livingston, and it's just a bunch of dudes. Classic like shows. This guy lost his girlfriend, and they just go to Vegas to like just have a guy's time, and they just go to like all these clubs and stuff. Just kind of a quintessential 90s movie. But gaming. I've done a fair amount of Destiny the last couple of weeks, mostly because I always like checking out the new content when it's here. And of course, the new season started. Well, the new episode act started last week, and then the dungeon. And I've run the dungeon a few times now, probably have about 4 or 5 clears. And I do like it a lot. I mean, I know it's easy to say this when things are new, but it feels refreshing enough and not too over crazy in any particular aspect. Mm-hmm. I'm sure we'll talk about it more another time, but I like that a lot. Been having fun in Destiny, and then a little bit of Assassin's Creed Odyssey on the side. Mm-hmm. I might be starting Diablo 4 soon, the new expansion that came out. But there's a lot on my list I'm looking forward to. So even in the next few weeks before Act 2 starts, and I'll still be in the know what's happening on Destiny. I might hop into some other games, but definitely really excited around the dungeon a lot right now in Destiny.
Ooh, it's different. All right, cool deal, man. No, I can't wear those. Woo, those are way too. I bought some new glasses that were supposed to not keep me up till 5 a.m. with all the monitors in my face, but no.
Dude, them things are orange.
I'm gonna have to get used to those. Those are a little too bright. I tell you what, man.
It doesn't keep you up because you can't see. You just want to go to bed.
I know Stormcrow I could hear him saying, "Hell yeah, brother." I have been playing a ton of Gambit this week, guys. I've been doing it solo. I was going to play with my buddy Warcry, but he bailed on me. He got tired from work. Since it's extra XP this week, right? So, and it's not for the gameplay. Sorry, but I must say it hasn't been too bad.
Bygones?
It hasn't been too bad. Yeah. I had some great games and some not so great games, but the main reason I play so much of this, and if you guys know me by now, it's all about the weapons for me, man, because I want to bring it in Crucible. I want to see how it does, The Bygones, the 390 adaptive pulse rifle was refreshed, if some of you didn't know, in the focusable seasonal Gambit track. And I have been farming Gambit Ingrams all week to get the rolls that I can test in the Crucible. My original Bygones, by the way, from Season of the Outlaw, that was season 4. I don't know what season we're on now. It's lots of years later. But it was year 2 of Destiny 2, and I have over 9,000 Crucible kills on that gun alone. It had just had Outlaw kill clip, small bore, and armor piercing rounds. But I wanted to try the new updated roles like Closing Time, Headseeker, Kinetic Tremors, Desperate Measures, Desperado on a 390. That's going to be fun. Frenzy, Firefly, that's all in column 4. Column 3 has Lone Wolf, Keep Away, To the Pain, Zen Moment, Rangefinder, Subsistence, Perpetual Motion, and Demolitionist. So those are the roles I'm going for. And I can use those in PvE and PvP, but mainly PvP. I want to see how they do. And since there's a crazy amount of weapon perks, that's the one thing about these Gambit weapons is the RNG is brutal because, no offense RNG, but, the RNG is brutal because there's so many possibilities that you can get. I think I've unlocked 20 of the guns and I've kept 5 of them. So, but, that, as far as Destiny, that is what I've been doing this week. I've been obsessed trying to get that perfect roll for that gun. So, and as I stated in a previous show, once per week, I'm trying out new games. But when Milton hit us in the mouth last week, the game I was going to play was Ghost of Tsushima. I have it ready to go on my PS5. I know you played that, Kingsley, and you really enjoyed it. That's what kind of swayed me.
You haven't. Yeah.
Yeah. I know it kind of swayed me for my first game to try, but since I had just my phone, I decided to play Balatro. Think solitaire meets poker. And I gotta tell you, I'm loving this game. I'm so addicted.
My son plays that on his PlayStation.
I'm so addicted. Unlocking all the crazy stuff in this game has to offer. It's going to be fun. The progression is deep. I'll be playing this game a bit. In fact, I'll probably play it tonight after the show because it's just idle time. You're using your brain a little bit because you're trying to configure, multipliers and stuff. But, I do plan on trying Ghost of Tsushima and I'm going to do that next week. So I'll let you guys know what I thought of that. I watched the first 2 episodes of the franchise on HBO Max. It's basically about what goes on behind the scenes making a crummy sci-fi movie. And they have, I think 83 days to make this movie. And it shows them like day 14, the bigwigs coming down and wanting to know why they're not doing this. And then they're making changes. And they all follows this assistant director. And, it shows what he has to all the wrangling he has to try to do. And, it's really good. I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be really nice. So the franchise and HBO Max. My wife and I did see a movie this week at the theater thanks to my AMC Stubs A-list membership. Hey, Gator, did you ever get that? I know you were talking about.
No, I've got the one under it, the premiere one.
Premiere. So you don't get the 3 movies a week, but you get like booking.
I get the discounts and
that's cool.
And you can upgrade your drinks to, it's basically
everything
large,
except
the unlimited
less
movies.
The 3 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. So, but yeah, I did, we were behind on movies because we didn't have a movie to watch last week. But, we saw the new, movie starring Florence Pugh, who plays a renowned chef who meets a recently divorced Andrew Garfield. In the most unusual way, she hits him with her car. It's more of an independent film, but I tell you why I like watching independent films more than the big mainstream films. I don't know about you guys. I don't know what you guys think about this, but it seems to me like the big studios, the big AAA movies out there, they're kind of playing it safe. It's either a sequel like Beetlejuice or some kind of million marathon of either Batman or all the Marvel movies. And it seems like they're playing on a lot of nostalgia. That's the one thing I love about independent movies is they're risking it. They're throwing it all out there to try to see if it's a hit or not. But, this movie is, it actually plays out their life as a couple where they're trying to have a child, which sounds boring, right? But Pugh's character has some life-changing complications. It's like I said, it's no Marvel movie, but it's really emotional. And some of you know I'm a mushy romantic. So, my wife loved it. She almost broke out into tears afterwards. She's been thinking about that movie all day. For me, maybe it's just cause I'm a guy. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't screaming, oh my God, that was so well written. But at the same time, it wasn't like I didn't waste my time. It was a beautiful love story with complications in life that happen. And, I'd say it's worth seeing once it comes out on the streaming platforms. But, Rotten Tomato, they have it certified fresh. It's 79% from critics, 98% from the audience. So maybe I'm just too critical on this one, but I give it 3 stars. It was just okay. I am not seeing Joker Part 2. I'm sorry. Once I found out it was a musical, I have no idea or who decided that was a good idea to present a musical to diehard Batman fans. That's just suicide. Not in that sense. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll hate watch it once it comes out on HBO because it's going to come out on HBO Max. I'll probably hate watch it and sit there and laugh when they do dances and sing and crap to whatever. I just cannot. It just boggles my mind what the hell they were thinking when they made this movie. But I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. But next week we're going to see Michael Keaton's got a new independent movie called Goodrich. It's got 71% from critics score on Rotten Tomatoes, so it looks pretty good. The Venom, The Last Dance, and Conclave. Mm-hmm. That's out in 2 weeks. Those are on my list to watch. But other than that, that's it for me. That's what I've been doing this week. So, I think we got some other things to talk about, guys. So we'll get into that right after my mandatory bathroom break.
Hello, this is Admiral Nips from Potato Thumbs Podcast. You're listening to Guardian Downcast. And while your state sucks, you're still probably a pretty decent person.
All right, so we're going to start out with the new mobile game from Tencent. Well, we know what the $100 million was used for now with Bungie, but RNG Gator tonight is going to take the helm and kind of bring us up to speed on the latest information. RNG, what do you got, man?
Well, they announced this week, put out a trailer and some information about the new Destiny Rising mobile game from NetEase, which has a great story from what I can see, but the gameplay to me looks like crap. But, I guess we'll give it a shot and try it and see what it's like. Like you said, it's one of those that I'll probably try to play in like a mobile game, like any mobile game for me. I'll get bored, forget about it, and go back to my PC or my Xbox.
Yeah.
So I don't see much. I'll give it a shot for the story. Gameplay wise, it looks terrible to me, but
Well, I mean,
I've joined the Discord. Yeah. I've joined the alpha. I signed up for it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we'll see. I'll give it a shot and see what it ends up.
To me, it looks like it's
not being.
To me, it doesn't look like a looter shooter. It looks like it's a level up, like you're leveling up characters. It seems to be kind of how mobile games are. Would you agree that's probably what they're going to do? Or is it going to be a looter shooter? I mean, they did talk about weapons, like upgrading weapons to mythic weapons or something like that, which is above exotic. I think
it's got that
having a fit over that.
It's got that Western feel to it from, like Japan out that way, like they do with most of theirs. It's not going to be anything like what you're used to seeing from a American made game. I mean, this game is going to make Eververse look like child's play when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I watched the trailer. I watched the development thing on it, and it said that it was not going to be a gacha game. So I'm wondering how they're going to monetize it. All I can figure is maybe you buy more characters. Maybe if you want to buy Ikora, maybe you want to, and it does, we have to tell everyone, it does take place. I mean, my God, how many times we've asked in this for Destiny? It takes place in a timeline before the collapse, right?
Yeah, before there was hunters, warlocks, and
like the Iron Lords
and Titans,
the Iron Lords, and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, kind of like what you've asked for, and
Battle Six Fronts, and
I mean, nothing against it. This is kind of what the story of this could have easily been the next Destiny, in my opinion.
I think
instead of continuing on with what we have now, I would have loved this story. I hate that, and I think that's what. From what I've read and talked to people, that's what most people are disappointed with is the fact that this story feels like it could have been a fleshed out new console PC Destiny game instead of I'm going to play this on a iPhone 16 Pro Max or a phone and, go blind from trying to move around. I mean, unless you got it on a controller, I could see it, but I just have a problem with the free moving of my fingers, my thumbs on a screen blocking the left and right of the screen and moving around. I don't like it. I want to use a keyboard and mouse controller and have a big screen to play it on. Now, if I could put my phone into something that would display it on a screen, which there are probably things you could do it with and play it, it might be more fun to play, but what's the resolution going to look like? What's the game going to play like through something like that? What's the delay going to be, So
I tell you what, if they port this for PC, I think it'll be big. I think the mobile market is untapped and I don't know. We don't know the deal if Bungie's going to get a commish off of this or if it's a straight up license buy. I don't know, but I don't know, man. I was looking at the trailer and I don't know how they're going to do all this on a phone because it goes all the way back. I think you said Kingsley to iPhone 8. Is it backwards compatible to that? What do you think, man?
All the way to iPhone 8 and pretty old Androids too. But did you not see the graphics didn't look that good? So that's how they're doing it. I mean,
they didn't look polished. They looked really blocky,
like way less polygons and resolution than what we get on computer.
But keep in mind, I mean, the iPhone screens are amazing. I mean, how stuff can really pop through on such a small screen is amazing. And I don't know until I see it on the screen. I was playing Balatro on my iPhone when I didn't have power and all I had was cellular. And I had to squint with my readers on to see the frickin' suits of the cards, and I couldn't enlarge it. So, if they possibly, did like Genshin Impact did and port it for PC, I think they port it for PC, and I think it's on console too. If they do that, man, it could possibly blow up and create more of a path to people to play the real game that we play now. I don't know. What do you think, Kingsley?
Yeah, my take on this is, definitely nuanced. We kind of knew this was coming for a while. It had been rumored for a while, and this is about what I expected because when you think about mobile games, more so than even on PC, I would say like 95% or higher of mobile games, even in the US, are kind of like these free to play-ish type games where you can like then unlock the full game. Best case scenario or worst case scenario, you unlock just certain levels or being able to do upgrades faster.
Right.
To answer your question on the gacha thing, I mean, gacha, there's so many definitions of that. Gacha generally just means you're randomly spending money to get a card or a character or an upgrade. But this would just be less random. You would be paying for specific upgrades, specific characters, still a lot of like nickel and diming, but a little less randomness to it. That's probably the only difference there. I I think it's smart that they're doing this. They're doing it in licensing. So in case anyone's worried, like, why is Bungie spending time on this? Well, they're not. It's all being developed by NetEase. I don't know if you're going to talk about that at all, RNG, but other than the small amount of time that Bungie had to talk about to give the idea and do marketing back and forth with NetEase and stuff like that, that's all the time they're spending. All the development and the making of the game is purely through NetEase. So it's really no sweat off of Bungie's shoulders.
No, it's not. Yeah.
I think it's smart that they're doing it. And the last thing is, like, we all know that probably a lot of people in our community are feeling the same way, but not everyone. But really, this game is not made for, it's not to be a mobile Destiny game for Destiny players. It's just a mobile Destiny game that have never played Destiny before. And then who knows, maybe they'll like it and then they'll play the full Destiny game. But it's okay if it just ends up being its own thing. I don't have any great expectations, but I signed up for the beta, the alpha. I'll be checking it out, of course, and then I'll probably just play it a little bit and be like, not for me.
I think I'm on a iPhone 13. I'm not on the latest stuff, but we'll see. All the way back to iPhone 8. I mean, my mother-in-law uses an iPhone 8, man. That's how old that phone is. I don't know.
Hey, my mom has a 6, she said, today when I was at her house. I'm like, oh my God.
That still works.
That's what I said, but she don't use hers like we do.
Yeah, they probably plug it in wherever they sit. Yeah.
Like HD Tech said in the chat, and what Kingsley just said, it might bring people to Destiny 2, but they're going to go play that on the phone and get one total experience, come to Destiny 2, and you're going to be like, what's this? Where's this? Where's that? And that's going to be a disconnect there because, like you say, Bungie's involvement is very small. They approve things and guide the NetEase team, but they're not making the game. NetEase is. So,
right.
I mean, and Sony has nothing to do with this. For anybody thinks that Sony has
this was done well before the buyout.
They did not dictate this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, like we said, I'm going to download it. I'll play it. How much I'll play it. Most time I'll get excited, play it for a little while, and then I just get busy, and I don't play mobile games like that on my phone. What I play on my phone is like Monopoly Go and stuff, something I can play quick simple, and go back to what I'm doing. I don't care to play a whole full-fledged game and watch my phone go into, overheat mode. It feels so hot. It feels like my hand's going to burn, that's not my thing. I never played, I play Fortnite. I've never played, I think I tried to play Fortnite one time on my phone. I was like, nope, not doing this. It's not fun.
How do you get a headshot, when you're using
it's not hard. It's just the screen's so small.
This must be amazing.
Yeah.
I know. I tell you what I did. I watched the trailer and I watched the developer, where the Chinese developers, Tencent was talking about their game and everything. I was impressed, man, for what they can do on a phone. It's Destiny, man. And some parts of it, I was jealous. Like the super that the Void super the Warlock gets
like
with the scythe. She swings it around, kind of like the stasis, super that the hunters have, with the rope, where they can swing it around and just kill everything within it looked really cool to me, man. I just don't know how they can pull it off on a phone, but like you said, maybe it's going to be the graphics where they have to cut corners.
I mean, I think that's one thing what the trailer showed, and some of the supers are going, some of the Destiny, veterans like us are like, why aren't these supers in the game?
Yeah.
Where are these at?
But consider there's a lot of phones out there, man. A lot of phones. And like HD Tech said in the chat, there's not a lot of people who have PCs, and some people don't even have consoles. This may be the way people play their games is on their phones. And if they're introduced to Destiny and then they realize or say, hey, I wonder if there's a Destiny on console or on PC. And then they find that out, and then they get the new player experience and they go, I'm out. But
exactly, or they can't, or they can't figure out what to buy to play the damn game.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's so many different, expansions. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it'll hook them enough where they can tolerate the new player experience. I mean, that's one thing Sony or they did talk about is they want to improve the branding and the new player experience into Destiny. And if there's going to be a future Destiny, they've got to get that fixed, man. They've got to have something in place for that. We just maybe not know about it yet. But any other comments? Kingsley, act like you want to say something. No?
No, I'm on this topic. I think I've said it all.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much really to talk about now. You just kind of, there's going to be bad microtransactions in this game that some Destiny fans that maybe don't know much about these, that might not know it, are going to be like, what is this? I'm like, that's your normal type mobile games. There's going to be some of those stuff that people are like, why are people buying this? Like Jimmy said earlier, there was somebody in Diablo Immortal, the phone game, that spent a lot of money to level up.
I saw that $100K.
You're going to have those whales that want to buy everything.
If they're spending $100K, they're either super impulsive and they jacked up all their cards and maxed them out, or they're millionaires and 100,000 isn't much to them anyway. And maybe it's a kid of a rich king or something. Who knows, man? But you never know. I mean, that's with the phones. You never know who's holding one of those things. I think it can't be bad for Destiny, right? It's putting brand awareness out there at least. And what's funny was the pre-alpha that I signed up for is only UK and the United States. So I'm wondering if they're trying to feel it out and see how maybe not as popular a mobile market as, say, the, Korean markets or the Chinese markets or even the Japanese markets would take it, because they're used to really, gotcha type games where you can pay in a lot or gamble to get drops and stuff. But I don't know, man. All I can say, I don't think it can hurt Destiny. It'll bring some awareness to the game. Do I think it's going to bring a lot of people? I don't know. If they port this and it's successful and they port this to PC, I may actually do it. If it's something like the first Transcendence, whatever it's called, where you can,
Descendants.
Yeah, where you can basically play and grind without having to pay, I might be interested in it. I don't know. We'll have to see. Any final thoughts?
No, none on that.
I mean, it's been out there a while, but I just wanted to brush on it tonight because, I've been out of the picture here for 2 weeks now, so I'm trying to catch up myself. But, all right. Thanks, RNG.
Hello, Scumdeath here, your favourite uncle, and you are listening to the most heavy metal Destiny podcast on Earth, Guardian Downcast. Guardian Downcast! Ow!
Our next topic and news we want to bring tonight is something I'm really excited for, but I'm going to hand this off to my new co-host, Kingsley Mack. He's going to talk about the new Developer Insight Solo Ops. What's up, Kingsley?
Yeah, thank you. I'm really excited about this also. Actually, it's been pretty cool how over time, I'm still a little concerned about the amount of total content we're getting in Frontiers, but with some things that have been being announced the last few weeks, my excitement and hope for Frontiers has been growing, getting better, while the current episode stuff is actually going down. We could talk about that another day. But remember, everyone said the first episode's not going to have a lot because it's during the DLC, and the second will have more. Not sure. But anyway,
how's that working out for you?
Yeah. But here we go. Solo ops. What are solo ops? Well, solo ops are basically activities aimed at short play times manageable for solo players. They'll be launched from the portal, so the new portal thing that we've been talking about for weeks, and have a target base time of about 10 minutes. They really want to emphasize the fun of Destiny's combat action gameplay, presenting players with straightforward objectives that focus on gunplay. These activities aren't intended to be intense, tests of build crafting, but we want them to focus on the joy of playing in Destiny's sandbox in a way that's easy to jump into and play in just a few minutes. So here's some more details about it. Basically, you can have rewards that scale based on challenge customization. So basically, they will allow players to make incremental progress towards better and more powerful gear and support customizing the difficulty of the activity with a wide variety of modifiers, so you can pick all these modifiers. You still want to play well in solo ops activities. Your score will contribute to the quality of your loot. Mm-hmm. But we're trying to, construct these missions so that getting a good score is a matter of moving and shooting and looting rather than being determined by what loadout and build you have to bring into them. So we don't know all the details yet, but they basically are telling us that rewards will scale based on how you customize it to make it harder or some kind of, variation of it. Another interesting thing is that these missions will be very variable just on their own. Since you're going to be playing these as a way to just kind of, learn how to do things in Destiny and progress towards better gear, we want to make them stay fresh for a long time and make them less predictable in what content you see. So, for example, right now, what they're aiming to have is in each mission, solo op mission that they make, they're going to have variants in there with at least 2 different combatant types. Mm-hmm. And at least one with a unique objective associated with it. Each one with a unique objective in it. Also, they will sometimes come with optional goals that can only present themselves once you're in the activity. So I love this. So it's not like the goal is like you click on it on the director and it's like, do this, do this. No, you don't even know sometimes. You're going to go into it and then something will just pop up out of the blue. So they give an example of like the presence of treasure goblins. I mean, this is brilliant. They're thinking about things that Diablo does to make. I think I play Diablo. I know this would be awesome to bring things like this into Destiny. Mm-hmm. Or passageways to secret rooms opening where normally it would be closed in that area.
I like that.
They're also scattering random treasure chests throughout the activity.
Oh, yeah.
And finding them will give you a bonus to your final score. So like a lot of variability. Yeah. And one of the best parts is they're also going to add true dynamic enemy spawning, finally.
That was nice.
So, yeah, isn't this great? Yeah. So, the system, I don't know how they're doing it, because I was always like, there's no way they can build this in the current engine, but maybe this is a way they're testing it.
Yeah.
Or again, we still don't know. Will Frontiers be next gen only? We can go down those roads later on, but basically, this system runs behind the scenes, so it kind of monitors how you're doing and how long since you've been in combat and how close you are to getting to your objective, and then will spawn squads of enemies when it determines that you need to be challenged.
I love it.
I don't know
how
what
to do
it's
that
determining.
It must be a trigger. It's got to be a trigger somewhere. Yeah. That's all I can figure.
Yeah. Well, if you're mowing things down too quickly, maybe they'll bring more to you. Other activities where enemy spawn cadence and locations are often very scripted. Solo ops missions will spawn enemies at unpredictable times from places where you may not expect them to ever be. So this is really cool. I've talked about on a previous show, Gator, this isn't going to be procedurally generated in the environment, but it's basically procedurally generated on the enemy interactions with us.
Right.
So this is a great step. I'm super excited about that. Hey, we know we're not getting as much content in Frontiers, but this is one of these things that can keep us coming back because if they can keep but repeatable in a way that hopefully we will like. Yes. That'll keep our interest for a really long time.
Sorry, I'll try not to interrupt you. It's a bad habit.
No, you're fine. Yeah, and because I'm kind of going through this.
Yeah, I know.
So you guys can jump at any point.
Yeah, I'm following you.
Couple last things is just they're called solo ops and they're meant to be played solo, but you can play them in a fire team. Mm-hmm. They just will not be match made. So if you really want to play it in a fire team, you have to bring people in your fire team, load from orbit and do it that way.
Yeah.
And then also another question that they knew people would have is, will they include champions, banes, or other modifiers? They said they haven't locked everything down yet, but they really aren't planning on having champions in it, which I think is smart. But they would do plan on supporting banes, and they'll tell us more as this comes up. So, any other thoughts on this? You said you're excited, Gator, and curious what RNG thinks.
I think RNG's got a different thought than me. But
no, I mean, I'll see it. I'm just one of those. I've gotten overexcited for stuff in Destiny, and then it don't fit it or meet my expectations. I'll wait and see.
What's the one thing? And I even said this in one of my new Crucible videos. What is the one thing that Crucible offers that PvE activities do not? And that is unpredictability. If they can produce this unpredictable situation every time you play it, this will be just as engaged and engageable, if that's a word, as Crucible, because you never know what you're going to get. And the fact that it's 10 to 20 minutes, that's perfect. If I want to jump on and play a solo ops just to see if I can get that gear I want, if I get that roll, that rifle I want, I have everything set up in the portal the way I like it. This is something that I will definitely be interested in. This is like, for me, this is like Lost Sectors farming. But Lost Sectors, as you know, are very predictable. You know where everything's going to spawn. You know how many champions are going to appear. But man, this gets me excited because I'm not saying it's AI. I don't think it's procedurally generated. I think there's going to be some kind of trigger. There's probably going to be some variables in the coding of this activity. Like you said, maybe if you kill enemies too fast, Kingsley, or something like that. But this raised my antenna because this is what PvE is missing right now, is the unpredictability. It's running into an area and going, oh crap, I didn't know we were going to get an ogre this time. And he's a champion, or whatever they decide to bring. But you know what came to mind? They said they wanted to use areas that, we haven't, a lot of new players and some of us, veterans haven't played in a while. You remember what's the exotic pistol? The Hawk Moon. Remember the Hawk Moon missions where we would go in the EDZ at Trossland? And you would go in between all these little cracks and crevices and you had to crawl. That was one of my favorite encounters. The problem is it was not really repeatable other than get the catalyst because it just got boring. You knew exactly what you had to do. There was really no challenge after you ran it 3 or 4 times. So that is first thing that came to my mind when they said they were going to use areas that we haven't used a lot. And they said in this article that they wanted to use things that were beautifully created from the talent and able to have the players enjoy it. So for me, this gets me excited. And I'm thinking that might be one of the areas that they utilize for solo ops. So I can see going in there and shooting those stupid vandals that would in the silo area that would hide up top and keep shooting you. You were running down below trying to run from the champion and they would keep trying to shoot you up top. That annoyed the hell out of me. But knowing that it could be anything and then there could be a door. So it's going to be exploratory. You're going to be knocking on doors and stuff to see if there's a prompt to open it or something. That gets me excited, man. If this is truly what they're talking about, Frontiers is going to be exciting for me. It may be something that I jump on every morning before I head out to work and jump in and crank it out. So, this is probably the most excited I got article so far about Frontiers, because there's the one thing that I do a lot of, and myself and Maximo just talked about this 2 shows ago. That was our topic of discussion, was a lot of us as we get older, or maybe not, like to play stuff solo, like to jump in. We don't have a lot of time and we want to jump in and just get a little Destiny in before we go to work or something. You can do that with Crucible, but not everybody likes Crucible, but the fact that you can do it in a PvE setting like this, I'm on board. So that's what I think.
About the unpredictably, I totally agree with this being a solo player. I mean, I still think you get unpredictability in raids, especially when you bring Gator with you. But
what? Don't you mention my damn sidearm bounties, RNG. Don't even talk.
But this is beautiful that it really is for, I don't even want to just say it's just for the solo players. It's for when anyone just wants to play solo. Yeah. Because I still think even solo players should try to branch out and eventually do dungeons and raids and everything like that.
Oh, yeah.
But
right.
If you can.
Right.
But I am so excited about this too, even though I love raiding and other things like that, where I play a lot solo too, but I'm bored with pretty much everything that's in the game right now that's solo, until new content comes out. So something like this, if it really is variable, and I'm hoping it's a good level variability based on what they're saying, I'm right up there with you, Gator.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. This gets me interested and looking forward to what's coming in Frontiers. So, RNG, any last words on that, on the topic?
I'm good. Like I say, I'll wait and see what they give us. Yeah. I don't want to get overhyped because I've been overhyped in this game before, and then
I think we're all cautiously optimistic, right?
I'm already sick of making tonics in this season already, and I haven't made them all.
Thank goodness I've taken a week off from that, because I did that right before I lost power, and it was frustrating figuring out how to even get set up to make tonics. And I'm sorry, guys.
Not very well.
I have not played 1 ounce of Onslaught yet. The new Onslaught. Have you guys tried it yet? What do you guys had any experience with Onslaught?
I played a couple 10 waves. I've tried one of the 50 waves, but I didn't finish it because I just didn't have time to. So
see what I mean?
I don't know. Onslaught to me just did. I mean, the new stuff is okay, but I didn't really care for much of Onslaught when it first came out. It was okay, you know.
I'm a little more positive on it. I'm still kind of salty that they chose this as the activity for Act 1. I just feel like the amount of content's going down and down and down as we go over time in this year of Destiny. Yeah. That being said, I have hopped in Onslaught, done a few 50 wave runs and everything, and Onslaught now is better than it even was. They've made some good improvements, some good changes, and it's refreshing enough for me to at least play it here and there. And I'll tell you, I still think it was a good idea. You may disagree, but that you can't craft the seasonal weapons. It's if you want something, it's going to get you to go into it. So,
I'm not a fan. I like to craft my weapons. I like to make the gun the way I want it and not have to pray to the RNG gods that the right thing is going to drop.
When they're next season, you'll just have a new set of weapons come out and you'll be chasing those. I mean,
when they're brand new, it's like, I feel like this should be the same in raids too. When they're brand new, they should be RNG only. And then they said even these seasonal weapons, you'll eventually be able to craft them, but maybe later on.
Yeah, Jimmy Rayner said he got through 50 on expert, cleared without any sweat. Well, Jimmy, we're not all like you. You and Dimwee are like gods, God tier players.
Plus, there was the
I'm a PvP scrub.
One that was bugged for a bit.
Yeah, he mentioned that. Some of the mine buildings are glitching. Yeah, he posted some screenshots.
But they did make that back to level again where that one's.
Oh yeah, the one map that was glitched. Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, I'm excited about it. We'll have to see, how that turns out down the road, and only time will tell, I guess. And I don't know. I'm still very optimistic as far as what comes in the future of Destiny. And, I love that they're giving us these little pieces of info about, 2025. They have to almost, because people were losing hope that there was even going to be anything in 2025. So this way they're kind of painting a picture little by little, like paint by number, we're slowly seeing the picture come together. And maybe by the end, once we get in past the first of the year, maybe we'll have a really good, clear idea of what's coming. So, okay. Well, that means it's time for this week
in Destiny.
Damn it. In Destiny. Hey everyone, as I take my mandatory bathroom break, I'd like to thank our Patreon community for giving back and continue to help out a listener-supported podcast like this one. If you've received any value for today's episode and want to give back, check out guardiandowncast.com and select the Patreon button to learn more about it. Now let's return to the conversation. And yes, I did wash my hands. Later, Guardian. All right, this week in Destiny for October 17th, 2024. I'll be honest, there's not a whole lot to talk about. I did want to mention a few important things here. We did talk about the dev insight, the solo ops. I was actually able to see some of the dungeon race with the cellular data that I had available. Watching the dungeon race, it was last Friday, and I wanted to mention the winners. After working on verification of the first completions with our security team, we are finally ready to confirm the podium for the Vespers Host Dungeon Race. Shout out to the 3 incredibly powerful and talented Guardians below. First place, Tides, Pine, and Special Hero. Second place, it's all written in Chinese, so I can't read it.
Yeah.
And third place was Dragon, Grum, and Solo. Hey, shout out to our Chinese players. That's fantastic. We will celebrate their valor and skill with a winner's bundle composed of a new Vespers Host bracelet and a Vespers Host activewear hoodie customized with their Bungie name. That hoodie looks damn good. I gotta admit, that looks really good. As for the rest of you, whether you have completed the dungeon or on contest or normal difficulty, we hope you enjoyed the experience. Now is the time to help others complete it, to earn more gear, including an icebreaker, which I am looking forward to getting, and to discover the many secrets this dungeon holds. These numbers, Guardian, what do they mean? That's as part of the dungeon. They have a challenge for content creators. I didn't really read up on this a lot. In last week's TWID, we announced the streamers from 14 different regions that will be competing against each other in a speedrun competition for Vesper's host. They've been hard at practice if you've managed to catch any of their streams across the last couple of weeks, but today we're excited to share the schedule for their official attempts. Remember, each fire team is getting the opportunity to run through Vesper's host as quickly as they can with as many attempts as they'd like, okay? During their nominated 3-week time slot. Obviously, they are only permitted to use legitimate techniques for their speedrun. The team who completes the dungeon in the shortest time will receive $1,000 worth of Twitch subs each. Okay. As well as a full set of Vesper's host Bungie reward items. For their final streams, you will have the opportunity to receive the Tower Pamphlet emblem as a giveaway, so check them out. Pretty cool emblem. Pretty colorful. I like it. Okay, the part I wanted to talk about was introduction to tonics, because I'm a veteran Destiny gamer, and I had a hard time putting 2 and 2 together as far as, I mean, I know how the tonics go together, but as far as the mechanism to get started and where to collect I think I was talking to Discord, where to collect all the items. Cause you know me, man, tell me where to farm, tell me what I got to do. And I've been getting some stuff in, the end matches on Crucible and Gambit. But they say this: with the release of Revenant, we've made an Act 1 story content available to launch so players can go through the story at their own pace. In addition to the main quest line, you'll also find additional stories to explore in the Tonic Laboratory. In the Apothecary Ido. There you can not only learn new tonic formulas to brew more powerful tonics, but also unlock Ido's fieldwork offerings. If you're still getting the hang of how to master everything tonics have to offer, here's a quick rundown to help you along the way. First thing you must do is brew uncommon tonics to discover rare tonics, allowing you to brew tonics with more powerful effects than their lower quality counterparts. Brew enough rare tonics of different types and you will start discovering legendary tonics. These not only drastically improve duration, but volatile tonics will now combine the effects of 2 tonics in one, and enriching tonics will improve the chance to earn more specific loot. And they show the tonic capsule here with all the different tonics for each volatile or enriching tonics. There's 2 different tonics you can get. One is for, like I said, benefits your killing power, and the other one is for more loot. The more tonic formulas you discover, the more Ido will request your help with fieldwork, and I've done some of those missions too. A set of quests that improve your ability to brew tonics and unlock new lore and information about the history of the Elixni. And I gotta tell you, these field projects are super easy. Super easy.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, they're really easy. So it's almost just check the box, you know?
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm happy they are after doing those specimens in the first one. I'm happy to have some easy ones because I hated doing them specimens.
It's not supposed to be a real difficult process. This is kind of more for casual players, I would think. Or the heavy, I guess the hardcore want to go in and try to get to their 50 levels the quickest with different tonic builds. But they say complete the minor fieldwork to earn additional reagents and rewards and gain access to the new major fieldwork. I've done that one too. Completing major fieldwork will unlock unique upgrades that improve your ability to brew tonics and collect reagents. Upon completing the major fieldwork, Ido will go offer a special key fieldwork mission, sending you to recover a powerful device capable of brewing new tonics and permanently extending the duration of all tonics. You know, I hate timers. So that is one thing, I definitely hate. Kingsley West.
It permanently extends it, but it doesn't make it permanent. It's still a timer.
It's still a timer, just a longer one. Okay. We haven't covered where you can get the materials to create these potent potions, as the game will point you towards activities that reward these ingredients. Some of them are constantly rewarded while playing the game. I've noticed that. While the rarest and most valuable will only be rewarded when playing and completing certain activities. Keep an eye on your feed and inspect your tonic capsule in the inventory to learn more about those. Yeah, I think Jimmy Rainer was showing me that in the Discord as well. These are the basics of tonic brewing for Act 1. Unlock tonics one after another, drink them to empower yourself or for a chance to earn specific loot and complete fieldwork to keep the cycle running. Yeah, you complete the fieldwork, they give you a bunch of materials. So, it's definitely worth grabbing those when you can. The problem is the mechanism is slow to get all those tonics unlocked. So, takes time. All right, we talked about Destiny Rising, so we don't need to mention that here. The Bungie Foundation has a hurricane relief campaign. Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton may have passed, but the long road to recovery for communities across the southeast United States is just beginning. And man, we got slammed. To help bolster these recovery efforts, we've launched our new 2024 Hurricane Relief campaign, benefiting the incredible work our partners at Team Rubicon, and I've heard of them doing a lot down here, and Direct Relief are delivering. From clearing roads of downed debris and trees, mucking and gutting flooded homes so homeowners can start the rebuilding process, and deliver vital medication to health centers, Team Rubicon and Direct Relief are doing deeply impactful work across the region, and you can help strengthen these efforts by donating today. Your $25 donation will earn them, the $25 donation will earn you the exclusive Through the Storm emblem, with all the proceeds going to Team Rubicon and Direct Relief. I'll definitely donate to this. I always do. And not to mention the emblem's pretty cool. Yeah, I know I love my emblems. So the campaign closes on October 31st. So Halloween, that is going to be here before you know it. They have some Vespers host wallpapers. I actually saw these. I was going to use that as a background, in the show. I was really close to using that as a background in this week's show, but I wanted to put the Last City on here because they did such a great job with the Last City. If you're looking at our stream right now on our live show, the Last City is just beautiful. I just wish you could do more in it. And maybe they'll add something later, but I don't know. Player support report.
All right. Sorry, I don't have it pulled up. I can't read it. I mean, if you want
Go
me
ahead,
to,
Kingsley.
I can pull it up.
Go ahead, Kingsley. What's up with the player support?
There's stuff they're working on.
Okay, fine. Shit is still broken. And let me tell you, the known issues is growing. It's a big list. I did want to mention, though, this is very important because I love Iron Banner. They had a date correction. I guess they mentioned it in the wrong dates in the previous TWID. We shared that Iron Banner would be back for 2 weeks on November 5th. That information was incorrect. Iron Banner will be back on the week of November 26th, with Control being the featured game mode on its first week, and then Tribute on the next one.
That's the week of Thanksgiving, 26th. I think that Thanksgiving.
I might be out of town. I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah. So there you go. There's a big list of stuff that they're having issues with, and we don't go over that stuff here. I tell you who does though. Two Titans and a Hunter. They're very, very detailed in all the little things that are broken, thanks to Parody, Night Demon, and that other guy. I forgot his name. Anyway, we've got some really cool art here. Again, a nice, I think it's a sculpture. Maybe a 3D print, maybe? 3D sculpture. Looks really good of the Witness. And a couple great videos here. And we're done here. Tell us how you are enjoying Revenant so far. How many rounds of Onslaught have you completed already? That's a 0 for me. Did you complete Vespers Host yet? We're doing that next week, right, guys? The three of us. If you wake up the next morning, or have you brewed a ton of tonics, remember to drink some water between tonics, touch grass too, to avoid any undesired results. If you wake up the next morning as a chicken or frog, consult with your ghost and don't allow Drifter to get near you. Anyway, Ido, pour me another one. Destiny Community 2 team. Thank you, Destiny 2 Community team, for communicating with us every week. I know you get memed on all the time, but we really appreciate you guys sharing information, especially the blogs. I really love the Frontier blogs, and we'll have to see about the other stuff they talked about, the Destiny Rising. We'll have to see how that turns out. So I believe we have some questions from our community, and we have quite a few this week. So we're going to do that next. Hey Guardians, would you like to send a question for the show to us? There are 4 ways to do it. First, you can join our Discord server at discord.gg/GuardianDownCast. There's also a join link in our show notes down below. We have Guardians from all walks of life and all over the world, from new lights to day one players to hardcore gamers. There's also a channel labeled Podcast Questions where you can type in your question for the show. So come hang out with us. You can also email us with your question at guardiandowncast@gmail.com, or we also occasionally post about our upcoming show and guest, and you can respond there with your question at Guardian_D_cast is our X handle. Finally, you can send us a voicemail with your question at guardiandowncast.com, and we might play it on the podcast. Think of it as talking with us right on the show. Thanks for listening, and later, Guardian. All right, boys and girls, it's that time of our show where we get our questions from you guys. And we're going to start here in our Discord. We have some Discord questions here. First one is from Tajo Trade. He says, what subclass do you feel is most lacking in terms of general support? What do you guys think? What subclass do you feel is lacking in terms of general support? In other words, what could be improved, I guess, subclass-wise in Destiny 2 right now? You guys think of something?
I don't know. On Warlock, I think they're all pretty good. And they've definitely, they're focusing on stasis a lot right now, even though I don't love stasis for Warlock.
Not a fan, but I do use it.
But that doesn't mean it's not good. I'm just saying, I even like Arc a lot, which I know a lot of people don't. Arc's been in a good state for a while, so I don't know what's really could use some support.
I mean, Golden Gun's still working pretty good on Hunter. Unfortunately, I don't play Hunter and Titan as much as I'd like to. I do like that they've made the Void Titan a little more tanky, a little more of an aggro type subclass. I like that they changed that for Revenant. I haven't tried it out yet. I do have all that stuff unlocked. But, well, speaking for Warlock, what do you think?
I mean, I've enjoyed Titan, especially Stasis so far.
Okay.
I've got a build with Icefall Mantles I'm loving. So, Solar's always still been good on Titan. I mean, I don't know what really, everything, I've enjoyed everything on Titan, so.
I would
know it might be weak.
Well, here's the problem. Is ever since they brought prismatic subclasses in, we've been able to grab a lot of the great things from a lot of the different subclasses. So it's kind of hard because I haven't touched ever since Final Shape. I have not put away my new subclass, my new prismatic. I've been swapping things around. I've been, trying different fragments and even a couple different aspects. But, other than that, I'm really loving the subclass system now. I agree, guys. I can't find anything because the fact that I'm not playing a singular subclass now, I really don't have an answer to that. I've just been so hooked on prismatic. So,
well, let us know, Tajo, what you think.
Yeah, Tajo, what do you think, man? Let us know. All right. We have another question from Johnny Dayjob. He always has some really good questions here, so I'll read this one out. Should Bungie include exotic cosmetic rewards each season for each ritual activity? I mean, is it that hard to take one of the hundreds of shaders, ghosts, sparrows, guns, and armor ornaments that they sell and throw one of them into the RNG rewards box at the end of Strikes, Crucible, or Gambit? Or how about refreshing the rewards with cool cosmetics for Dares of Eternity, Wellspring, Lost Sectors, Raids, Dungeons, and Onslaught? It seems so completely tone deaf that they don't try to refresh interest, even by a little, in these by offering a mystery cosmetic prize in the rewards boxes. I definitely have something to say about this, but I want to know what you guys think.
Well, they do this. I get what they do it through Eververse Engrams. Now, I know you want it more and you want it in the activities, you'll feel better rather than getting the Eververse Engram. And of course, to have a store be successful, you can't necessarily offer the newest drops for free. So Eververse Engrams are going to give the older things. So I get why it's like this. Maybe they would make people feel better if they, instead of having to open an Eververse Engram, you get that drop instead at the end of an activity, and it's coming from the Eververse store because it has a cool icon around it or something. But
right.
I don't know if they should or ever will do the newest stuff. It's probably just going to be the older stuff either way.
Gator?
I mean, yeah, I'll just kind of agree with what Kingsley said. I don't know what they'll ever.
This is such a layup for Bungie. I mean, that's the one thing I always hope for. I mean, I'll give you an example. Iron Banner. Why should I worry about resetting and going into the second prestige of Iron Banner on the prestige? Because there's a brand new shader at the end, or almost to the end of the second prestige. That's the reason I kill myself to play Iron Banner when it's around for 2 weeks. And the shaders, like the last shader from the last act, it was okay. I probably won't wear it, but I'm a collector, man. I like to collect things in this game. This is a looter shooter, right? It's all about grabbing loot. So this is such an easy thing for Bungie to do, and definitely tell everyone that this is a possibility. Don't make us just discover it by accident. But I tell you, after playing a lot of Gambit this week, I noticed there's a lot of shaders that I just didn't get because I didn't play Gambit the last few seasons. And I've been hoping that I'm getting that to drop, or even, randomly, usually on a win. I think it doesn't have to be a win. In Gambit, you'll get the really nice, not ornament, but the what's the special shader? My words aren't working tonight.
I don't know what that one's called, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Not artifact. I don't have my game open, so I can't look, but it's the special shaders you get from Nightfalls, from Gambit.
Oh, the mementos.
Mementos. Thank you. Yeah. From the seasonal events, you get the mementos on a limited time. I like that is in the game, Johnny Dayjob, because if you play Gambit, I don't know, Crucible, the only way you can get a memento is going flawless in Crucible, but you can do Nightfalls. That memento is really nice. It's got an orange color, and I like orange. So, they have a little bit of it already, but you're right, man. This is a slam dunk for Destiny. Slam dunk for Bungie. All they have to do is start giving you random, even have a knockout list of shaders, or how about exotic ornaments? That's the one thing I collect religiously. Even if I don't even have the exotic yet, sometimes I'll buy the ornament because I'm hoping to get it, and I'll be able to slap that ornament on. But, yeah, I totally agree, Johnny Dayjob. Thanks for your question, because this is one thing that is lacking in Destiny 2 right now. And like I said, this does not take much effort to add this into an RNG system. So, good question. I always like his questions. They're always really good. So, what else we got there, Kingsley? We got anything else coming up? Let's see.
Questions?
Yeah. We'll go with Destiny questions. Yeah, let's go with Destiny questions.
Yeah, we got Scarlet KM. I mean, I guess it's more just a little statement, but Gator, when are you going to run Garden with him now that they've reworked the weapons?
It's on my mind, trust me.
Jimmy, talking about you like the loot. You got to get in the raids more. There's tons of stuff you're missing.
It's definitely, believe me, it's about the guns. And I definitely want to craft the auto rifle. I want to craft the pulse rifle. I want to craft the fusion rifle. The fusion rifle is probably my most favorite rapid fire fusion rifle in the game. It is so smooth, and you have to ignore the stats on it because it is just so it feels so frickin' good when you use it. So for me, I think, Jimmy was showing me all the stuff he was farming. Yeah, I love the fusion rifle. It is hands down my favorite fusion rifle in the game right now. And I quit using fusion rifles when they made sidearms more powerful, because I'd rather have unlimited ammo than having to worry about finding a brick to drop off my enemy when I'm playing Crucible. So, yeah. Yeah, Scarlet, soon. I know I see you guys out there playing it. But yeah, I'm definitely down to run some Garden. I looked at my clears. I only got like 6 or 7 clears on Garden. That's really pathetic for how long it's been out. So I definitely need to get more runs in. It's probably because every time we ran it, we had to do a div run where we had to finish the raid, or we had to do all those extra stuff to get the div unlocked, the exotic. So maybe that's why. Let's see. I'll get the next one here. This is from Iron Celt Gaming. Imagine Ikora has a crystal clear sound system in her study or sanctum. Would she be listening to classic, psychedelic rock, or yoga and sitar fusion? I can hear the sitar right now. What do you guys think? What kind of music is Ikora listening to in her chambers in the tower?
I think between those two choices, more on the classic psychedelic rock side.
Really?
She kind of has that punk rock style with the shaved head and stuff.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Ikora does come off as more of a classically trained type character. I would think she's a very refined woman. That's the sense I get from her. So, but it would be cool if she had some hip hop going when you open up the door one time. That would be pretty badass. So, oh man, Jimmy, I want to get that fusion rifle crafted. That's my first thing I want to work on. So, yeah. Thank you, Iron Celt Gaming. Thank you, sir. Kingsley, we got anything else?
Yeah, other than the campaign, what is one thing that Bungie should never remove from Destiny 2?
Oh.
Well, since you very specifically said campaign, it's easy for me to say raids. They shouldn't remove raids also.
Exactly. That's where I was going. Yep.
Everyone's been kind of speculating what I'm going to say, and it's not what anybody thinks, because it's my favorite thing that Destiny 2 added in their game. Even from day one Destiny 2, it's the best thing in the game, and that's Lost Sectors. I love Lost Sectors. I love those little mini dungeons you can go down in. Dungeons is being very, probably
very
generous,
loose,
very generous.
Yeah.
It's definitely a lighter version. But you do have a boss at the end. And that's what I always love playing. Any video games in my youth, I'd always get to that boss, have to finish the boss off before I could get the gear, before I could unlock the chest, I just kind of wish they had better rewards, If I go into a Lost Sector and I get like a plain legendary common set of boots, I mean, come on. Other than getting materials from it or whatnot, I don't think that's not gonna. And now you don't get exotics from it anymore, or not the latest exotics, but through the legendary or master ones. So I don't have a lot of reason to play them right now, other than just killing time and getting bounties done, my gun bounties and stuff. But Lost Sectors are the artwork, everything that's underground or hidden in a wall somewhere is so cool. And I really, really hope that they bring more of this kind of stuff into Frontiers, because I've always loved that mysterious door that you discover in that Lost Sector when you're first trying to get in there. So I've been in every Lost Sector. I love them all. Everyone has its own little character and personality. So yeah. Thank you. That was Blink. Man, I haven't heard from that guy in a long time. A gal. Let's see here. Got a couple more Destiny questions. Oh, speaking of, the original Jimmy Raynor, what is your favorite weapon in the following categories? All right. Listen up, Gator. Damage output, boss or ad clear, nostalgia, looks, and pure fun. Those are the categories. You guys think of weapons?
I'll have to answer all four. That's a lot.
Okay. Well, where you want,
I'll go.
Wherever you want to add. Yeah, go ahead, Kingsley.
I'll go real fast. Damage output. I mean, right now, because for boss or ad clear, actually, I'll combine that, and it's not the best, but I really like using the rocket assisted sidearms right now, because I will often switch to them after maybe my heavy's gone from my main DPS weapon on bosses, and of course they're good ad clear. Nostalgia, I would go with Zalo Supercell from Destiny 1.
Oh, yes.
Looks, I would go with probably Outbreak, perfected. And then pure fun, help me pick. It's between Sunshot or Telesto.
Oh, everybody loves Telesto.
Mine would be Sunshine. I don't use Telesto.
I used to use
I'll
it
pick
so
Telesto
much.
then. No, just kidding.
They're
Both a lot of fun. I gave bonus answers. Okay, go ahead.
Gator, you got anything? Any weapons you want to throw out there?
I mean, not really. I mean, for nostalgia, like I said, Sunshot. I love it. And that also falls into pure fun, so.
Yeah, that's nostalgic too. That was the first exotic weapon. Remember they gave that as an option when we first started Destiny 2, and I picked that.
Yep, same here.
Remember that.
I mean, damage output, I had fun with Warcliffe Cole in the dungeon.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Those days.
Yeah. Wait till you see that.
Try not to blow yourself up. Yeah, I heard about all those servitors. I was watching it on the raid race. I was like, man, that's a lot of servitors, man. Jeez, DPS. See, the problem with DPS weapons, it changes every sandbox. They change it up. So what might be a good DPS weapon?
Yeah, don't worry about the best. Just what you like.
Something I like to use DPS wise. I like using linear fusion rifles. Probably the Cataclysm. I have one with, it's not the best roll. I need to recraft this one, but I had, adaptive munitions enhanced, 4 times the charm enhanced, arrowhead break, to keep the recoil down. But, I always like using that, and it's solar. So it combines well with any kind of, burn mechanic, any kind of scorch or anything.
I still use that a lot. It's a good weapon, a really good weapon.
Yeah. Let's see. Nostalgia. Man, I would probably have to go back to the bygones. The, year two Destiny 2, pulse rifle. It's why I'm really, really farming Gambit so much right now just to get that sucker. Looks, I have to agree with you, Kingsley. The Outbreak Perfected is a beautiful gun. So well crafted, so well put together. I have all the ornaments for it, and I have one for Crucible and I have one for, PvE. And, I ran all those missions solo to get all those catalysts and the ship and all that stuff on that encounter. And, I had so much fun. It brought me back to the days where I was soloing Nightfalls. So it was a lot of fun. Pure fun. Man, I got to go back to what we were just talking about. Any of the, Garden of Salvation raid weapons. I love the look of them. I love the sound of them, but Zealot's Reward is the most fun to use. It doesn't matter if I'm using it in Crucible to, disintegrate a shotgunner running at me, or whether it's just doing, void damage on anything in PvE. I love Zealot's Reward. I only have 2 of them, and, I desperately want to get one crafted. So that's what I would work on that. So yeah, and you thought I'd say pulse rifles, right? Well, I have to give a runner up to Revision Zero. It is my favorite. I know it's not the most powerful in some cases, but it is my favorite exotic right now because the 2 burst has been buffed. It does, it fires a little faster and it has a little bit more kick to it now, a little bit more punch. So I'm really enjoying using my Revision Zero. That definitely be where I stand on that. I'd put that as a strong runner up. There's so many good weapons in Destiny, man. So many cool looking weapons. That's why I play the game. All right. Thanks for that, Jimmy Rayner. Appreciate that question. Let's go with a couple more here. You see anything there you like, guys? Do you want to ask in Destiny questions?
No.
I'm going to clean up the Discord a little bit here. A lot of bets going on as far as what I was going to choose for that question. Yeah, we have a few more questions here. What do you guys think? You know what? Let's switch over to non-Destiny. Let's switch to some non-Destiny. Yeah, we've got a few there too. I've got one in there. I'll go out with it. This is from Monty Money. We'll save those other Destiny questions for next week, or the following week. Monty Money, question for the show. If you had to listen to only one genre of music the rest of your life, what would it be? It's a good question. I know Kingsley's not a big music guy, but what do you think?
I'm just going to go then with what I liked so much in the past, and there is variations to this. I know there is with all types of music.
Of course.
Yeah. I'll just go with ska.
Really?
Just to be different. Yep.
Okay.
Funny. It was kind of like my favorite style for the longest time, high school through like my early formidable years through 20s and stuff. So
right.
Ska can be kind of rocky at times. It can be kind of like laid back Jamaican at times. It can even be kind of not really rap as much, but
I think Gwen Stefani when you say ska. I always think Gwen Stefani, no doubt.
That is one of my lesser favorite. That's definitely more rock pop ska, not like traditional ska.
I get that.
No Doubt's great, but I liked their old original stuff more than they really morphed.
I agree.
Into like less of the ska elements and more just general rock music.
Their older stuff's definitely better, in my opinion, too. Yeah. Definitely. Country for you, RNG?
80s music.
Oh, hell yeah. Dude, I can listen to 80s music all day. Brings me right back.
Oh, yeah.
Like classic rock, stuff like that. Like AC/DC.
Any type of the 80s music. I loved it all.
Yeah, I did too.
You know.
Damn, that's hard to top. I would...
Good choices.
I would probably say... What do you think I'm going to say? I'm going to say prog rock. Because prog rock has become so diversified these days, and there's so many bands that I've yet to hear that are in that genre of music that just fascinate me. And a lot of it's thematic, you know, it has a very heavy theme or kind of a darkness about it. Some of it's very light. So that covers a wide swath. So I would probably go progressive rock because I'm always looking to see what kind of new groups are coming out, and that can be old music and new music. So it's kind of all over the place. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everyone for sending your questions to us. If you want to send a question to our show, there's several ways you can do it. And probably the easiest is joining our Discord, discord.gg/GuardianDownCast, and going to the podcast questions channel. We have Destiny questions and non-Destiny questions, and just enter your question in there, and we'll be sure to mention it on a future show. So we thank you very much. All right, a little bit of announcements and a little bit of housekeeping before we end up the show tonight. Every week, I like to give a shout out to a member of the week. This is someone that I've noticed more active in our Discord community and has gotten involved in our show and just generally been a good person. As a reward, of course, giving a shout out on the show, they'll receive a special community member of the week role in our Discord with a nice little icon next to their name as well, representing Guardian Downcast. So a shout out to our Discord community member of the week. He's been a member for over 2 months now. He's been more active lately in the Discord and had some great questions for the show. And he also joined our new live show this week. And that would be Iron Celt Gaming. Thanks for hanging out with us, man, and congrats on being our member of the week. I just want to mention also that if you're enjoying what you're listening to today, you really enjoyed the show, please give us a review on whatever podcast app you use out there, and we might actually read them out on the show. You can go to GuardianDownCast.com and just hit leave a review, and it'll direct you to whatever podcast app you use, and you can leave it there. I appreciate you. I wanted to give a special shout out to our patrons of the show because they give back to the show and community. They replace needed funds that we would otherwise have to get from sponsors and advertisers, and you know how much I hate that stuff. So, you know, they support the community, the production cost, the management cost that make the show what it is today. So I wanted to give a shout out to a returning Dungeon Champion patron. That would be Mr. Darth Noodle. Thank you, sir, and welcome back. So a shout out to our Dungeon Champion patrons. That would be Technical, Raffy, Deadpool1 Merc, and now Darth Noodle. A thank you to our Raid Boss patrons. That would be Jealous, Frostbite, and Amazing Taco King. God, I love that name. Thanks for giving back to our community and back to our podcast. Lastly, I want to give another shout out to our moderation team on our Discord community. Without these awesome people who donate their time because they love the community and the people inside it. Without these Guardians, we wouldn't be able to fully operate our Discord. You know, I have a job. I have stuff I have to do during the day, and a lot of these great people keep an eye on the Discord for me. Keep those spammers out. Anybody comes in that is not really there to improve our community, but just to troll or just to spam stuff to people. We have people that keep an eye on that stuff. So listing them in chronological order from joining us, that would be RNG Gator, Admiral Nips, Warcry, Jealous, Chubby Wizard, Commando, Hades, Hammer Crasher 32, Brittany, Heyoka, Scarlet KM, Ronan Red Lion, Nico aka Jersey, I Sakaroji, and now my new co-host, Kingsley Mack. Welcome. Thanks to all of our moderation team, and if you ever need any help in the Discord, you're lost, you need to know where to put a question, anything, just at community moderation in the Discord on any channel, and they'll be sure to get back to you. That's what they're there for. So don't be intimidated. Feel free to reach out. If there's something you just can't figure out, that's what they're there for, guys. So some final thoughts before we wrap up the show. This week was kind of a lighter show. We were kind of testing out the new live setup, and it was more of an introduction of RNG Gator and Kingsley Mack as the new co-host of the show. A big thanks to both of them, by the way, for joining the team at Guardian Downcast, and I'm really looking forward to hearing their takes on the game Destiny 2 and other games and topics in our realm. Just a reminder that we will have our very first roundtable episode featuring our new permanent host next week. We'll each bring a topic pertaining to gaming, the industry, social media, or whatever else these guys want to talk about. Looking forward to their topics next week. I just want to reiterate that if you want to be on a future roundtable episode, we always leave an open chair each month with those special episodes on the roundtable. So shoot me a DM in the Discord if you have a topic and you're interested in being on the show. Or if you want to send us a topic that you want us to talk about, we'll be sure to give you credit for it. You can DM me as well and let me know if there's a topic you want us to talk about. So I have a question for you. Will you play the new mobile Destiny Rising game? I mean, the trailer looked really cool. It looks like Destiny. I don't know how they're doing it on a phone, but I signed up for the alpha. We'll see if they decide to send me a code to try out the game. So I'm curious what you guys think. Are you guys going to touch this mobile game? Let us know in the Discord show feedback channel. Also, what do you think about the latest blog on solo ops in the next iteration of Destiny 2 codename Frontiers in 2025? You know, I've always been looking for something quick to play solo in Destiny 2 other than, the usual farming of materials or glimmer and bounties. The fact that there will be some random changes to a solo activity that takes 10 to 20 minutes and a new enemy spawning system has me very interested. So, like I said, let us know what you guys think in our Discord. That's discord.gg/Guardian Downcast to get the invite. Everyone's invited. There's no restrictions other than to read the rules when you first join. You got to abide by those and you have to check off the box that you agree with them. And that's it. It's pretty simple. Think of it as like a forum. If you're an older guy out there or gal, you're not used to the Discord. A lot of gamers use Discord, but it's something was kind of new to me, not, years and years ago. It's just like a forum, but it's a lot more organized and a lot more contained. So I really enjoy poking my head into the Discord every day, saying hi to everybody and kind of seeing what's going on with everybody's life, So don't feel intimidated. Join our Discord, give us some feedback in our show feedback channel, or just say hi or introduce yourself. We're a real friendly community, and I think you'll have a good time in there. And we don't require you participate in anything. You can just hang out and lurk. It's no big deal. We just are happy that you decided to join us. Well, that's a wrap. Another episode in our collection. For our new listeners out there, we have 273 other episodes with interviews from gamers all over our community. So take a look at those, especially if you're just finding out about us, and especially if you want to hear about our new co-host original interviews with us. I mentioned it earlier in the show, and actually what I'll do is I will have each of those shows. I'll have the links to those shows from our website in the show notes down below if you want to listen back and hear their very first visit with us where we interviewed about their life and what they're all about. So, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Just ignore the sound quality. Episode 8, I think Kingsley was on. That was very early times. So, bear with us as far as the noise. There might be a little more hiss in the show. We refined a lot of that stuff as we grew. So, there you go. Like I said earlier, check back next week. We're going to have another Destiny 2 roundtable episode. Remember now, it's live on my YouTube channel. That's Todd the Gator, 2 Ds and GATR. So stop by and say hi to us. Special thanks to my co-host again, RNG Gator and Kingsley Mack. You can find them in our Discord. I'll also post the links in the show notes down below if you'd like to follow them on the socials. I'll have those in the show notes as well. You can contact me via Twitter at Todd the Gator. Spelled the same way. Steam, PS5, Todd the Gator. My YouTube channel, Todd the Gator. I think we have a theme going here. Yes. Todd the Gator, anywhere and everywhere. I think someone said that a long time ago. Oh, before we go, I happened to bump into an old friend of ours who left us another speak pipe, another voicemail for us. So I'm going to play that before we head out tonight. Uncle Scumdeath, good to hear from you, brother. What is going on in the UK today, brother?
Hello, welcome to Scumdeath's Corner. Sorry I haven't been around for a while because just life gets in the way and it's been busy. I just haven't had a chance. But today I am painting my stepson's bedroom. And so my brother's, I'm having a go, I'm not very good, but my brother's a painter and decorator. He was a bit bored, so he's come round and helped me out. And it's only the box room, so it's only a small room. But inside this room, in the corner, has got a loft hatch, or an attic hatch. And we've never put anything up there, because I don't even think I could get up there. It's that small. So, it is the lad's room, and he has been known to leave dishes underneath his bed or in the bottom of the wardrobe, because he can't be asked to bring them downstairs. So my brother's helping me paint the ceiling, and he thought, I'll paint the loft hatch. And he said, the loft hatch isn't quite sitting right. So as he's pushed the hatch up, he's like, what's this? And there's fucking bowls and spoons and bloody mugs up there and everything. Instead of bringing them down and putting them on the kitchen side, he's climbed on his gaming table, probably standing on his Xbox and his monitor, to get it in the fucking loft. I'm like, what the fuck? How much energy does it take to put dishes up in the loft than it takes to just walk down the stairs and put them on the kitchen side? I'll tell you what, it's a new level. He's currently at work, so he won't be home till later. So I've told his sister, and I've just told his mother. So, this guy, he's 18, 19? So, 19 years old, hiding shit up, fucking hiding dishes up the loft. Oh, fuck knows. It's fucking, I've been pissing myself laughing today about this one. But yeah, so, that's a pretty good one, that, and, what's it look like? That looks like it's, some type of pasta dish that's been up there for a couple of months. That looks like chocolate ice cream that is volcanically solidified.
Oh my god!
And one of his mum's favourite mugs that we haven't seen in ages. So yeah. So I've sent her pictures and told her what's happened. So I can't wait for him to get home and all them to be home. Oh, fucking excellent. Anyway, love you all. Take care, you. I'm going to carry on painting. I might have a little look up the loft myself. You, babe.
Thank you, Uncle Scumdeath. Yes. Been there, done that. Yes. Hey, where are all the plates, guys? Where's all the plates? We're out of forks, too. What's going on? Yeah. I hear you, brother. I hear you. Remember, as you're playing Final Shape, Revenant, take breaks, get outside, and touch some grass. Tajo Trade. Hey, everyone, remember, we're Guardian Downcast. Your stories, your community, your destiny. Hey, and be good to your fellow Guardians in the Destinyverse.
The weight of the world was on your shoulders, and still you triumphed. Marvelous.
Thank you all so very much for listening. And later, Guardian. Chat here. Let me see what's going on.
This has been a great quote first episode with us three.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it's, I was a little nervous. I was a little, I gotta admit, I was a little intimidated. I was setting up, I already had just full disclosure, I had a full display and overlay and everything all set from our last roundtable episode. And I clicked something and it all disappeared. So I had to totally rebuild it this morning before I went to work. So anything
Nothing
in the chat?
For me, I'm looking at the chat too.
We'll do the, as far as the song ads, we'll do those only when we have a guest. We'll do those once a month. We'll add some music to our playlist. I think it's pretty massive by now. Don't plan on canceling that. I don't plan on stopping that. Yeah, when we have a guest on, and we'll have a guest in 2 weeks, by the way. We've got a brand new guest coming in 2 weeks, and then actually we have back-to-back guests this one time. We'll have back-to-back guests, so we got some busy shows coming up in the future here.
Asses to ashes.
Okay.
It finally came to me. I was in band.
I do not want to be punching raccoons in attics.